Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Most of Mavs post-game podcast. I am your co-host, Kane De La Garza, a journalism major at the University of Oklahoma. To my left is Mr. Jude Halbert, our co-host. How are you doing today, Jude?
I'm good. Another Mavs game down. I think 11 more to go, or 10 or 11.
I think it's 11.
Yeah. Been studying up on these prospects with March Madness happening. We'll talk about that probably soon. Fun Mavs game tonight. Best result. An L. That last shot where Cooper missed. Was I a bad fan for part of me?
Yeah.
Pissed off.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, no, okay. Let me finish.
That would have been his first real game winner, right?
No, yeah. Let me finish. What I meant to say was I wasn't super disappointed he missed.
Yeah.
I was like,
I feel you.
I wasn't
but
if you would have made it, I would have gotten hype. It wasn't about that. It was just, he missed. Oh, okay. That's just kind of where we're at this point in the season, honestly, dude.
Yeah, with March Madness coming around, I know you've been watching a lot of that. You just got done watching the Arkansas game with freaking Mr. Acuff. How's he doing?
Yeah, he absolutely torched High Point tonight. He's super talented offensive player. It really just comes down to, do you think he's his size, his build? Can you win with that in today's NBA? It's really what it is. Nothing to do with his game. It's just his size and his build.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen point guards be able to persevere through those size disadvantages, like Kyrie and Curry, just to name a couple of championship level small point guards. But they give a lot of effort on the defensive end, and Kyrie has historically not been given enough effort on the defensive end.
Yeah.
Kyrie's defense in the playoffs, in the 2023-24 playoffs, was really good. Really good defensively.
Really good. He took pride in it.
Took huge pride in it. Tonight, though, Dallas Mavericks lose to the Clippers in overtime, 131-138. Overtime game. What are your overall thoughts about this little loss that Dallas went through tonight, Jude?
Yeah, pretty much this point in the season, now when I look at the schedule, I really just try to look at, for example, the Clippers, they have Kawhi. So I'm like, okay, I'm interested to see how Coop does on Kawhi tonight. Now, obviously, he's ridiculous, dude. I texted you tonight. Tonight was PTSD. It gave me PTSD from the 2021 and the bubble. I mean, really some of the best basketball someone's ever played. But
he's playing some of his best basketball of his career now.
For sure. And he was incredible tonight, obviously. But I was excited to see them match up. And Kawhi, he was guarding Coop for majority of the game. And I'm not exactly going to say Coop dominated, because he didn't. I would say he played a good all-around game. I just wish he shot more threes. He was doing it for a stretch, and then really after the injury, he hasn't really got him up. And honestly, I don't really care about the percentage. It's kind of I just want him to shoot,
Yeah.
So Coop had a pretty good game. He had some monster blocks. I mean, that's the type of stuff we thought we were going to see from him coming out, was the defense. That's what I really thought was going to be his main thing.
His whole arm was on the backboard when he blocked Kawhi's shot, and he looked him dead in the face and just didn't pick. He stared at him as he walked away, just creepily like this. Yeah. I loved it. I just absolutely loved
he's got that dog, man. Obviously, good scoring game from Najee. It was just another game. I wouldn't say there's too many major takeaways, but I will say PJ recently, I know we haven't talked a while, but he's looked like he's found his shot.
Dude.
And that just makes his game, it just makes everything else in his game flow way better when his shot's falling. And this is the version of PJ. It's disappointing. This is when it's happening, when the season's over, essentially. But I'm just glad he's maybe get his rhythm and confidence back going in the next season.
Yeah. I mean, when you see him getting it up that fast, catch and shoot wise, he made 3 tonight. He's made over 3 for a few nights in this past 2-week stretch that he's been on. And we've actually not been here a lot in this past week because just so many time constraints and busy stuff. And we're back over home for spring break, and I got a family, and Jude's got stuff going on every once in a while. So it's been hard for us to stay posted on the events, but we're watching, and PJ has been freaking astronomical. He's back to his, early season form where in this past couple of weeks, he's around that, like, I saw a stat where it was like his past like 3 games, his past like 3 or 4 games were like 20, like 28-3. But over these past like 7 games, probably averaging like, 18, 8-3, something like that. Yeah. And that's exactly what you want out of PJ. Like, that's exactly what you want out of PJ Washington, to put him in that tier with Derek White and Aaron Gordon, Naz Reid, just that type of, role player that stands out on a roster. He isn't really too much of a role player, but he hasn't passed that, do everything star or, number one guy you go to all the time. So is Najee too, which we have a luxury of having 2 of those guys on this team. I mean, if not, Klay Thompson's been a torch this season. You want to put Klay in that situation where we have 3 of these guys on this team that can just go out and get buckets consistently, whether it's off ball, whether it's self-creation. Najee had a great night tonight with 28 points and 4 assists with 2 steals. He's been facilitating his butt off recently. He's been running the show as a primary guard, as a primary ball handler in these past like week or 2. Cooper with 18, 10, and 8. Great game from Cooper. 4 offensive rebounds, 4 blocks again, and those were just nasty blocks the entire time. PJ Washington with 21, 6, and 1 steal. No assists, but Daniel Gafford has been playing really good as of late. I heard a quote where he said he's feeling himself again. And Daniel Gafford's, doing stuff like this. I still think it's pretty likely that he's, an asset trade wise in the offseason, but if he can keep it up, might be different.
Yeah. We talked about it before, but there's just a lot of guys on this team that are like play finishers. There's not a lot of like just self-creators. So that's why we've been, saying a lot. When Kyrie's back with this team, it's going to make everything flow so much nicer. And again, we're not necessarily sitting here saying, hey, we're going to be contenders next season. Like, no, we're not saying that. But just having a really good point guard next to all these, play finisher role players it's going to change a lot. And obviously, we don't know who's going to run this team next season. I mean, we don't know because we don't know our general manager is going to be, and we don't know what his new philosophies are going to be. But just look at this roster right now. It has a lot of, we talked about good basketball players. Now it just, depends on what this new front office wants to do. And there's been a lot of talk about the new front office, or not a lot.
They've been giving their case. They've been giving their case.
Finley and Riccardi, which they should. I personally would swing for the, not fences necessarily, but I want someone with experience. Like we did the Nico experience. I'm good. Like I don't want someone that hasn't, been around. I really like Riccardi. Yeah. But I don't, if there's a guy out there, like we need to take a swing because we have a generational talent and, you can't mess around with this.
Yeah. I mean, we got over here, I got a little bit of personal ties to Mr. Riccardi. I had a phone call with him asking him advice about like stuff that I could do with my career and in this industry. And he's a familial friend or a family friend.
Great guy.
And I mean, like great guy, amazing guy. Like he's somebody you want to talk to for hours. Like he's just a cool guy, great guy, very humble. He came from nothing in the industry and freaking now he's at the top and he's doing good. He made a good trade for Dallas. Let's see where that can make him end up. But on that side of, you say there's probably no chance Dallas can be a contender next season. I like optimism.
Yeah.
Best case scenario.
Okay.
They could get on the line of it. Because I see, a roster with a bunch of really good rotational bigs that can come in and come out. And that's kind of what you're looking for unless you have like a Jokic or an Embiid or a Şengün or somebody like that that can run your offense as a center, you're looking for lots of depth at the guard position for a contender team. Okay. Or at the center position for a contending team. Okay, check. You got that. You're looking for an overall creator that can get the offense going, get you a bucket whenever you need it at the end of the game when it matters most. And it's not he can get you a bucket. He most likely will get you a bucket. You need one of those guys on your team. Kyrie Irving, we have that check. You need a guy that can do literally everything.
Swiss Army knife.
A Swiss Army knife. Defensive side of the ball, offensive side of the ball. And you need one guy that's really good at it. You need a few other guys that can do it at a pretty high level in the playoffs when that comes. We got one that's really good at it. His name's Cooper Flagg. Check. We got two other guys, maybe three other guys that can do it at a pretty decent level. PJ Washington, Najee Marshall, and Max Christie. Check. You need somebody to come off your bench that can get you buckets, that can score, that can really turn it on when your offense is not clicking, or reset you, or just pick up the pace of the team overall by scoring the basketball, getting your team back on defense so you can get some stops and limit transition offense for the other team. There's two guys that can do that on your bench right now, and their names are Klay Thompson. The other guy is Brandon Williams. If you keep Brandon Williams next season, which I really think they should, like Brandon Williams is a luxury to have in the NBA coming off your bench, a really fast, good scoring guard that can play make a little bit right now compared to the beginning of the season. But check, you have two of those guys. And then if you bring back Chris Middleton, like on a low contract or something like that, somebody that can go off for a heater every once in a while, you got that as well. And you have so much depth. Like, the boxes are checked at literally every other spot for Dallas to like, hey, best case scenario, if these guys can perform at a high level for the entirety of the season, minimize injuries, try to get through a season healthy for the first time in like 5 years.
Feels like, for sure.
There's no way you can't talk about this team not being in that realm of the other, like in the bubble of the other contenders, just based on the tools that they have, the build that they have, and what they're missing right now is the one thing that they have that they're going to have next season. The one thing that they're missing that we haven't seen out of this team that hasn't been successful for an entire season, because we haven't seen this thing for an entire season, is a playmaker. It's a scoring playmaker.
Yeah.
And he's sitting on the bench and he's going to be back next season. Like, I don't know if I'm too optimistic in saying these things, but it's like, when I look at it, I'm like, I don't really see too many just like crazy, like bad holes, because if Kyrie comes back, you know, he's going to get you about six or seven 3-pointers attempts a game, probably. And then Cooper next year, if he continues on the trend of like, you know, they're talking about, okay, the only thing he needs to work on is shooting. So what is he going to work on this offseason? It's probably going to be shooting.
Yeah.
So he's going to come back next year. He's probably going to have like 4 or 5 attempts a game if he's just getting one right now, 1 or 2. And then Christie's going to be there. Yeah, we've seen him be able to do it. And like, especially at the beginning in January, he was like 40% from 3. So like, there's so many factors that this team can do some damage next season, and they're kind of in the best spot. And also a team that's in a really good spot is Los Angeles, the Clippers too, because they just traded for Mathurin. They traded for Garland. They're gonna have a top 15 pick this year probably. They have Kawhi playing at this level, and he's probably going to be playing at this level next season too, because, you know, players don't age in the NBA anymore. But like, come on, you can't count Dallas out like this early. Like a lot of people are. They're just like, oh, this team's a dumpster fire. They're going to be a dumpster fire for a few years. Like, this tank is going to take forever. The rebuild's going to take forever. I just really don't see that. I really don't.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from. I think for me, man, like the last, like, what is it now? Like 14 months has just been such a nightmare that like my expectations are just, hey, can we make the playoffs? If we make the playoffs next season, I will genuinely, like, that's a successful season in my books, considering especially where we are right now. And then obviously, you know, we'll get another draft pick. You didn't mention that. We'll get another draft. We'll get a draft pick. that's super good, blue chip guy. They have to hit that pick. I mean, we cannot emphasize enough. They have to, just for the future, not even for next season, like for the future. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if it's like we said, all the things you said were true, but I think this team they just need to change it a little bit how they play. And like you said, Kyrie coming back, it may just completely transform the team, which is definitely possible. I'm not putting it past them, but just got to get up more threes. And also you need to mention another guy who is so underrated is Derek Lively. He is such a good big man.
Gosh, he changes not only does he change everything on the offensive, not only does he change everything on the defensive end, like he's a force on the glass. The offense that we were able to run with Derek Lively in is an offense that we can't run with any other big.
He's such a big man.
You can't put Gafford at the free throw line and run your offense through him like you can run your offense through Derek Lively. You can run your offense through Derek Lively at the free throw line.
That's not a knock on Gafford. And you're not saying that. I'm just saying it's not a knock. It's just Lively is just he's so skilled and he's such a good rim protector. Like Data Baller, everyone's favorite app or everyone's favorite website now. The Mavericks this season were better when Lively was on the court than they were. Like they were not better when he was on the court. They were positive on the court. And that was like we're a losing basketball team. We've been losing the entire season. But when he played, we were a winning team. I mean, just him on the court just changes the game so much. Please stay healthy, Derek Lively.
People are so with right now in the community. They're so like okay trading D-Live. Like they're like, oh, let's just trade D-Live this offseason.
No.
That's a very bad idea. You do not want to give Derek, especially on a contract, because sucks to say it, but because he's been injured the past 2 years, he's going to be a lot cheaper.
Yeah, I know. He's going to be a silver lining in all of this. Yes,
it really doesn't. It doesn't matter. Like he could be an all defensive player next season. He's going to be cheaper than he's going to be worth, probably at the end of the day, because he's missed so much time and we haven't been able to see as much of him. Not only is he going to be cheaper, he's already ridiculous.
Yeah,
in his minutes on the court. He's absolutely insane. And if, we've been waiting on it for 2 years now, but if he can add a 3-point jumper to his shot, you've already seen what that can do to the offense with Marvin Bagley on the court. Like, even a couple games ago, we started PJ Washington at the 5. And then the next game when Gafford came back, we started PJ at the 5 too. I don't know if we're kind of testing that out still, trying to see the ideology. But other than that, you have PJ Washington starting at the 5. That's shooting, spacing, great spacing. Okay, Gafford's out this game. They put in Bagley. You're still spaced. You're still spaced. You can be spaced the entire game. If, say, they were going to go into a world where they got rid of Gafford, they kept Marvin Bagley. They brought in Cisse, but they liked that small ball. They liked how that small ball worked with Cooper because that small ball worked with Cooper really well. And also it was like one of the first scenarios where we saw PJ and Cooper playing really good together. So imagine they're like, okay, we'll bring Lively back. We'll bring PJ back. We'll bring Bagley back. We're going to get rid of Gafford. We're going to bring in Cisse. Let's have PJ kind of run like that hybrid backup 5 role, would be a forward 2. It depends on the situation. You're going to have D-Live being able to shoot. You're going to have PJ coming in and being a small ball 5 at some scenarios and being able to shoot. Then you're going to have Marvin Bagley as a genuine big that's going to be able to shoot with shooters on your roster like Klay Thompson, Max Christie, Cooper Flagg, PJ Washington. Like, there's so many scenarios for success on this team. You could think of so many, but we're losing all the time, and it just looks terrible right now.
Doom and gloom, man. It's been so it feels like nothing has gone our nothing has gone our way the last so it's easy to just be super negative about the future, and Honestly, man, I really love your optimism because there's not a lot.
No.
I mean, I know, I follow a lot of Mavs, people online, and a lot of them have quit because the team has just been so bad.
Yeah.
Like the
It's been bad for business. It's literally been bad for
because
business.
no one cares when you're bad. That's the thing. So it's just been really sad, and so it's easy to be negative in times like this. So I'm just, that's why we're here to give you positivity, optimism.
Yeah.
That's what Caden's here for. He's always the best.
The king of positivity, man. You gotta find a window. Doors closed, you gotta find a window. And with this team right now, we're losing a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
We're losing a lot. It doesn't look good.
Get through it as a happy family.
You gotta look past the computer screen. You gotta look past it. You gotta
look past it. Jason Kidd looks past it because he said the league tanking the last the last few games. Some like sneaky.
There's no way that you're Jason Kidd and you see success happening on the court and then you just miraculously lose a 10-point lead by subbing in 2 questionable substitutions at the end of the first quarter when you're up by 10.
Yeah. Some lineups have been
wow.
Yeah. He definitely knows about that draft pick.
100%.
He people have said he may be the general manager. I don't know if I would go that far.
I don't even want to get into that right now.
Yeah.
But no. There's been so many, I won't get into this too much, but there's been so many.
Yeah, we have plenty of time to talk about this.
Where I see just Jason Kidd do a thing or a substitution or adjustment, and I'm like, he's trying to lose this game.
Yeah,
he's trying to lose this game.
He understands the bigger picture.
Cooper usually comes in at the 6-minute mark when he gets that sub out at the 9, and Cooper didn't sub until 4:10 tonight. Never mind. We'll get past that. But
Mavs played the Clippers tonight, by the way.
Mavs played the Clippers tonight, and they lost an overtime game, probably the least watched overtime game of the season. We got let's see what we can do in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Luka Doncic.
Oh man, dude, you're bringing this up, bro. All right, it's I guess it's later in the pod. All right, fair enough.
I said a couple weeks back, you probably remember me saying this. Luka has not been statistically clutch in the past year and a half. I said that. Yeah. I said that he hasn't been a clutch player. He has been making those shots. He hasn't been pushing his team over the top in the clutch minutes of the game. Often giving the load to AR or LeBron in those moments, or just completely whiffing on the moment in general. And he shut me up like immediately.
Yeah.
In the past, 7 or 8 games, he's averaging 38, 9, and 8. And the mostly Mavs comment section has seen a few occurrences of, that.
Yeah.
Some 60-point games, 50 point.
Nothing that's unexpected, or nothing, not unexpected. Expected is the wrong word. Nothing that's surprising,
No. Dude, he is.
It gets taken for granted. I'm glad you're saying it this, because I texted someone the other day and I was just like, I just texted Luka, period. And that was it. And they were like, well, is this, anything happening right now that he's not capable of? And I'm like, well, it doesn't make it any less crazy what he does. You still have to appreciate greatness, because like you said, with the clutch stuff, I don't really know. Yes, the numbers said that, but do we really think Luka isn't clutch?
I think it's been a mental thing for the past year and a half, probably.
I don't know.
Probably been a mental just trying to get. I know exactly. No, I know exactly. Yeah. I know what he is. I've seen everything. I've seen the moments.
He always makes the right play. Stuff.
Yeah, makes the right play. It's just that trade had a lot of impact on his life.
Yeah,
and I know Luka. I've watched him for 7 years, and I've seen him. I feel like I grew up with him. I feel like we did. Grew up with him, so I know him. I know his mannerisms. I know when he's I know exactly what he's. I feel like I know exactly what he's thinking. And just from seeing him for the past year and a half, especially in those moments, and I'm just like, he would have taken that shot or he would have done this, or I know he's like, especially on that 33 footer a couple weeks ago a few weeks ago that he passed up to LeBron. I'm like, dude, he would have shot that immediately if he was wearing blue and white. If he was wearing blue and white, he would have shot that immediately. But no, like, especially in this past stint, I've seen him like be more of himself, where he is like, it's not just like, you know, the imposed like trash talking that you would see from a player. It's like, it's that classic Luka, just like, F you and everything you're about. I don't care who you are. I don't care if we're in Chicago,
you're a jerk.
New Orleans. This is my city. People came here to watch me. Nobody's here to watch you. That's what I'm seeing out of Luka again. I'm seeing the Minnesota series. I'm seeing the Clippers series. I'm seeing the joy is back. That like he's
having a lot of fun, man.
He's having fun, and I think he's starting to feel like he's at home. As much as it hurts me to say these words, I feel like he's finally at home. I feel like he's finally made Los Angeles his home, and it's taken a long time. But now that we're seeing the Luka that we like, this right now is the Luka that we saw in Dallas, like now. And I'll turn on a game right now and like run to watch it because I'm like,
I know. I've been super locked in. Me too, man. He's such a joy to watch. I mean, like you said, like, I mean, we all know this stuff. You know, we're Mavs fans, but like, it just doesn't. I feel like he doesn't get appreciated enough. Like, he'll get mad at a fan, and then the whole game he's yelling at the fan. Like, that stuff is just like who does that? You know, like psycho, like killer. Like he was in the Rockets game. He'd make a three and turn around. I mean, just stuff like that. Like it just gets so like lost in his greatness, but like it's so awesome. But yeah, I've been super locked in too. The Lakers are a super fun team. I don't know if they're gonna do anything in the playoffs, but really, I just think him getting them to where they are is like, I mean, mad.
With what they have.
That team that roster is bad. I mean, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. I mean, it's bad.
It's really bad.
And like we talked about, you know, like no one's like surprised because it's Luka. Like we all know he's capable of this, but like I said, it still needs to be appreciated because I mean, dropping 60 on a second night of back-to-back and I mean, the shots he was making in that game, I mean, oh my God. I mean, like, what do you even do? I mean, like, it's unbelievable. I mean, we know it. We know this. We know he's capable of it. It's like a part of me is like sad, you know, because it's not with us. But then a part of me is like happy because that's my guy, you know. Like, I'm glad that he's getting his joy back. He'll be my favorite player forever, or one of my favorite players forever. So it's awesome to see, you know, this little run he's had. Another good game tonight against the Magic.
Yeah, I mean, I miss him so much.
Yeah,
I still miss him, but I'm over it. I've gone past it.
Yeah,
I love Cooper Flag. That's my guy now. Okay, that's who we ride with.
That's
I'll always have a soft spot for Kyrie. Will always be my favorite player, no matter what. He always has been, ever since the shot. Nobody can change my opinion. If you want to come argue with me about that on this show, send us an email. But yeah, dude, like not only has Luka looked like himself, like personality wise, dude, that shot was it in? I think it was against the Rockets. Yeah,
the step back
on the left wing.
Yep,
dude, that looked like Clippers, like the Clippers series speed.
Yeah.
Like he's getting like his legs back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude.
And I saw Lakers fans were saying that he had some calf thing going on and he wasn't like 100% for a while. And they're saying like now, like he's back. Like
he looks like athletic again.
Yeah.
Like he can move and like
he just makes basketball look so easy. Like it's just ridiculous, dude.
I've always tried to like play like that.
Yes.
Like we're like I can like
step backs. Like, dude, people like they understand, but then like, dude, go shoot a step back through outside. Like go, like you'll be like, oh, right, and you might make it. Right,
I have to control my entire body
Yeah, and then go play. So make it by yourself, and then go play at 24-hour, and then try it, and then see if it's gonna work. Then I mean, like I
and
said,
also like just getting when he gets paint touches and he just sits there for like 2 seconds, and then he just puts up a little like wrist shot, and I'm just like, dude.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. I'm glad he's on the roll he's on. Excited to watch him in the playoffs. Really excited for the playoffs.
This playoffs is going to be so fun. We're thinking about what we're going to change, what we're going to do during the playoffs, because, since the Dallas Mavericks are not going to be in the playoffs, we got to try to find something to do. So, hey, if y'all made it to 30 minutes, almost 31 minutes.
Thank you.
Shoot a comment down there. Thank you so much, by the way. Leave a like, leave a comment, and especially leave a comment on, some content ideas for the playoffs, what we should get into, what y'all would like us to get into, if y'all would like us to follow some series, some players, or just a collective as a whole. That'd be pretty hard, but I'll try my hardest to do it. So yeah, do that. Thanks for watching the pod, the post game. We'll try to get you a Sunday recap tomorrow. I'm making my way up to Norman around afternoon, maybe 1, 2, or 3. So if I get there in time and I don't export it in 4K like I did last time, where it took me 2 hours to upload, we'll get it to you on Sunday. But if it isn't on Sunday, it's going to be late or early Monday, very early Monday morning. So we'll try to get that out. But yeah, do you have any closing remarks on this just eventful, amazing, wonderful game that the Dallas Mavericks played tonight where they didn't win? Do you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I'll just end exactly how I started. 11 to go. 11 more. We're all going to get, like I said, we're going to get through this together as a happy family. Once this ends, I wouldn't call it a journey, whatever. It's a sad.
Kyrie would call it a journey.
Journey is usually supposed to be, I feel like it's supposed to be a happy connotation. Whatever.
That's like the Mavericks word. The Mavericks word is like journey. That's like everybody. That's the word of the Mavericks. Yeah. So you can use journey.
Once we get through this, blip in the journey, we'll be able to move on to this offseason. Draft is going to be so much fun. Lottery is going to be so much fun. Just got to finish out this season. Enjoy. Hey, if you're miserable watching the games, just think to yourself, hey, after this, 11 games left, I won't be able to watch Mavs game for 6 months. So try to look at it that way.
Yeah, if you hate them that much. God, why do y'all hate the Mavericks so much? You're supposed to be fans.
Yeah, you're supposed to be fans, guys. That's why you watch us, because we give you positive insight.
Yes. We don't just crap on the entire team all the time, like certain
franchise. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. 11 more.
11 more. Drew's been the countdown guy for us this season. He's been consistent on the countdown. So we thank him for that. Yeah, my closing remarks are y'all have a good night. Catch y'all later.